Ari Nagel is now taking this Israeli law lying down. The self-proclaimed sperminator joins us live from New York with more on his side of this developing international story. Hello, Ari. How are you?
Hi, Emily. How are you?
I'm
Terrific.
Good.
It
looks like a nice day in New York.
Yes, it is. It's stellar.
Okay, so obviously your story is making, headlines around the world, and, your experience is such that Israel is really, I guess, disappointing for what you're trying to do. So what is your, reason for being a sperm donor for so many women?
Right. Well, if you spoke to some of the women that I did help, they wouldn't call me their donor. They would call me their family. We just celebrated Father's Day this past weekend in New York, and I got together with a lot of the moms and a lot of the children, and we spent time together. The kids played with each other. They call me their greatest addition to their family, and they look at me as part of their family.
Right. So you have a relationship with them.
I do, not with all of them. It's really up to the families, but certainly I had every intention of having being a father figure in the children in Israel's lives. There are some families, like heterosexual couples that I helped, and they don't really want my involvement. There's transgendered couples that I helped. There's already a mom and a dad in the picture, and they don't really need me popping in for birthdays. But for most of the families, I do play a role. So
what do you think this says, about, given that Israel is really making it challenging, but it is, a law, and there, I guess, the law states that, either it has to be, someone known or, your companion or whatnot. So, how far do you want to take the, the cause through the Israeli, health ministry to try to get this reversed for women that need help?
Well, the thing is, it's not a law. It's not really a law, it's a guideline, and I complied with all the guidelines. I complied with all the laws. The law requires me to sign a parenting contract with the woman. I've done that, and we've done it in front of a lawyer. We got it notarized. It was signed in front of a lawyer. That's what's so puzzling, is the fact that we did comply with the law, and yet they still say no. It was actually just introduced as a guideline just to prohibit me from helping these women.
Right. I mean, do you feel this
is like a private affair?
That's what I'm saying. Does it seem like a kind of a personal, like this kind of personal? Are you experiencing it as such?
It's hard to be personal. They never met me. They never even reached out to me to get any clarification about what I do. They're basically basing the whole thing on some article that they read. And your producer reached out to me Monday. I think I responded within 5 or 10 minutes.
Right.
I'm the easiest person in the world to reach. I had a woman that reached out to me from Taiwan, and she's expecting a child. I have women that's reaching out to me from Ghana and Israel. I'm not that difficult to get a hold of. I felt like the Ministry of Health really should have reached out to me, and I'm sure I could have resolved it. I had New York State Department of Health. I had an issue with what I was doing, and then they wrote me a letter, and then I just responded, and then they said, okay, it seems like everything you're doing seems to be on the up and up and legal.
Right. Talk about you yourself. You're married with children. I mean, how has your family adapted to the fact that, you're providing this, we'll call it a mitzvah, to people that are struggling to get pregnant and have infertility issues?
Thank you. It's funny because I married a few of the moms, sometimes for family reasons, sometimes for legal reasons, or sometimes for religious reasons. And I have a child, a son that's in Israel. And I remember when we got married, the rabbi said, you're doing a big mitzvah. And I think the rabbi understood the situation because we waited till she got pregnant, and then we got married. We got divorced a month later. And he did call it a mitzvah.
Right. So, okay, so you're not currently married? Or you
can't be in a marriage and help other women. You can't be in a marriage and help other women conceive. That doesn't work.
Right. I see. So how often, how much of a relationship
I don't know if you can find a girl to accept that.
What is the age range of the children that you have, donated your sperm to become?
I have one that'll be turning 10 this August. They're basically 10 and under.
So have you, how have you managed to, build a relationship with them, over time? Some you see personally. I mean, do you, the ones that are gone in other countries, do you, have any contact with the families?
Certainly, it's 10 different states, and my contact is usually up to the families. Like I mentioned, there's different types of families, but by and large, I have a relationship with all my children. They know who their father is. And if they live out of state, sometimes I'll just be video chatting, but of course, I do visit them as well. They come to visit me, and I have a close relationship with most of my children. They know who their father is, and they know who many of their brothers and sisters are. And this past Saturday, I did lunch with 13 of the moms and children, and we all got together and had a wonderful afternoon.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you very much.